What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, something that I always tell guys is that the things that you say and do tell people more about you than you could ever tell people about you. And this just means that our personalities are constantly leaking out into the world through our words and our behavior. So today, you're going to learn a few phrases or things that guys frequently say that tell others that they lack confidence. And the problem is that a lot of guys actually are pretty confident, but by unknowingly saying these things, they give others the impression that they are not confident. And trust me when I say that you don't want to be viewed as a guy who lacks confidence, because life in general is so much harder when other people view you this way. Now, the biggest problem with most of these phrases is that they make men look weak, and it's hard to be a strong leader of yourself and of other people if you are viewed as a weak man. Now, if you want other people to view you favorably, you need to speak and act in ways that convey confidence. And people naturally judge you the moment that they lay eyes on you, and while it's not necessarily fair, it is just the way that the world works, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what you want to do is make sure that you are on the winning side of the fence whenever you open your mouth. Now, they say that words can move mountains, so never underestimate the power of every single word that you speak. Now, if you want to be seen as a confident and powerful man, then one of the phrases that you should never say is, "I hate to bother you," but when you say this combination of words, what you're really doing is telling the other person that you're very uncomfortable with the response that you might receive from them. But more importantly, what you're also doing is giving away all of your power with the very first thing that you are saying to the person. So if you have something that needs to be said to someone, say something like, "Hey, when you have a minute, I need to talk to you about something," rather than saying, "I hate to bother you, but blah, blah, blah." Now, the main problem with this phrase is that it's a weak and passive way to tell somebody that you have something important to say or ask them. Now, the second combination of words that so many guys unknowingly say every single day that tells other people that they lack confidence is one that is a little bit controversial, and it's the phrase, "I'm sorry." Now, imagine for just a second that you were supposed to pick up your girlfriend from the airport and you completely forgot about it because you were cruising around town with your buddies. What response do you think is the better one? A, "I'm sorry," or B, "I was cruising around with Bob and Bill and I totally forgot." Now, if you guessed B, then you were correct. The reason why the phrase "I'm sorry" is the wrong answer is because when you say it, you are conveying weakness and feelings of inferiority to the other person. Now, one of the biggest signs that a person lacks confidence is constantly saying the words "I'm sorry" to everyone around them. Now, there are some really rare situations when it does make sense to say this combination of words, but in most cases, it will simply make you appear weak and tell others that you lack confidence. And the more that you say it for any tiny little thing that could be viewed as a mistake that you made, the weaker you will look. Now, next up is the third phrase that weak men say all the time without even knowing it. Now, the third phrase that shows that you lack confidence is the phrase "I'm worried." Honestly though, there are going to be times in life when you are worried because we're only human, right? And there is no man alive who doesn't fear something. And the reality is that a lot of guys are worried about all kinds of things at any given moment. But here's what sets the guy who appears confident apart from the guy who appears unconfident. It is only men who lack confidence or men who are weak who say this phrase out loud around other people. Imagine if you were the president sitting at a table with all of your commander-in-chiefs and you learned that a foreign country just launched an attack on you. Now, try to picture the president turning to his generals and saying, "Oh man, guys, I'm really worried about this." That would never happen in real life. And as a man, there is nothing wrong with worrying about things from time to time, and it's totally natural to do this. But the moment that these words or this phrase leaves your mouth and you tell people around you that you're worried about something, you instantly appear weak and unconfident. Strong, confident men worry about things just like everybody else, but they rarely ever say it out loud. As men, other people will be looking to us for strength and direction, and saying the phrase "I'm worried" tells them that you have no strength and no direction. Now, next up is the fourth phrase that so many guys say without even knowing it that makes them look weak and shows that they lack confidence. And this is the phrase "I just." Think about the guy who just had his heart broken by his girlfriend and he calls her on the phone and repeatedly says to her, "I just need to talk to you," or "I just need to see you." The problem with this phrase is that it implies neediness or clinginess, but it also conveys weakness and shows that you are scared of what the other person might say in response. So if you have something to say to someone, whether it's a concern or simply an idea, then simply remove the word "just" and say it that way. Now up at number 5 is another phrase that conveys to other people that you lack confidence when you say it out loud. And this phrase is "I think." Try to imagine Alexander the Great, one of the greatest warriors of all time, leading his army of thousands of men to the top of a mountain. And as they were about to go to war with the enemy, Alexander turns around, looks at his army and says to them, "I think we got this." The words "I think" don't convey the confidence and strength that a strong warrior like Alexander must have. Now imagine instead if he turned to his army and just simply said the words "we got this." instead of saying, I think we got this. That will sound so much better to everybody who is listening to him. Now, the sixth phrase that guys say all the time that conveys weakness and a lack of confidence is, could I? The other day, I was watching some prank videos on YouTube where the guy would go to a college campus and walk around asking girls for their number. And out of like 20 girls, I don't think he got a single number added into his phone. But honestly, this came as no surprise because every single time that the guy would ask for the number, he would say, could I get your phone number? Or could I have your phone number? And there's such a huge difference between saying, could I get your number? Or could I have something? And saying, give me your phone number. Or I'll take this or I'll take that. If you've watched my other videos, you already know that women respond better to dominance, confidence, and strength. So it should come as no surprise that men do as well. Saying, could I have your phone number? Or could I get a bean burrito? Is implying to the other person that you are lower in value than them and not deserving of what you are asking for. So if the first words out of your mouth to a girl are, could I get your number? You've already lost before the battle has even started. Traditionally, when men see something that they want, they take it, not to be confused with stealing someone's bicycle or something. If you are conveying to someone that you are weak, unconfident, and undeserving of something, then why would they want to give it to you? Imagine you have a problem with another guy and you walk up to him and say, hey man, could I talk to you about something for a minute? What you're doing by phrasing it this way is devaluing what you have to say before the words even leave your mouth. Now next up is the seventh phrase, or the combination of words that you could be using right now without even knowing it, that tells other people that you lack confidence. And this phrase is, I don't know. How many times have you made a statement and then immediately after said the phrase, I don't know? Guys do this all the time, to the point where pretty much every single time that they say something, they end the statement with the phrase, I don't know. But for this one, context is really important. So for example, if your parents ask you where the dog is and you genuinely don't know, then there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. Now imagine you go to a theme park with a girl and she says to you, hey, what should we do here? And you say, oh, we could go on that ride. And then immediately end your response with the phrase, I don't know. Saying this phrase after a statement conveys a lack of direction, a lack of confidence in your ability to make decisions, and also weakness within your mind. The only time a guy should say, I don't know, is when someone asks him where something is and he genuinely doesn't know. So if you find yourself using this phrase any other time, you are unknowingly telling other people that you lack confidence in yourself and your ability to make decisions. Now before we end this, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Avoiding these phrases will allow you to tell other people without actually telling them that you have great strength and great confidence. So if you do just that, most of the battle is already won right there. But another super important truth to understand is that in most situations, more words equates to less respect. So if you want to gain a lot of respect, anytime that you open your mouth, you should always try to say whatever it is that you want to say with the fewest amount of words possible. Now there's nothing wrong with using a lot of words to get your point across, but there comes a point where you use too many words and people begin to lose respect for what you have to say. Now this is something that we all struggle with, but as long as you're trying to improve on it every single day, then that's all that really matters. This has been 7 phrases that many guys unknowingly use every single day that tell other people that they lack confidence, and however unfair we think it is, guys who are perceived as being confident and strong enjoy far more benefits in life than those who are viewed as weak and unconfident. And with that said, if you guys are into business and making money, then check out my channel Business Secrets. The link is in the description. And until next time, thanks for watching.